Hello, and thank you for joining me. Off on another little wild camping adventure. Just a stealthy little overnighter, and I've just got off the train at Furness Vale, and now I'm walking home again. But we're going to have a little stop in between. Not got too long a walk this afternoon. Probably be about 4 or 5 miles all told, I think. Maybe a little bit less. So I'm just going to take my time and chill out. Reason it's a stealthy little overnighter is the spot I've got to camp or in mind is just a little stand of trees on top of a small hill, and there's footpaths that run quite close by, but the nights are drawing in, so it'll go dark fairly early, and I'm hoping it'll be okay. But I've also got another couple of reserve spots in mind. There's a patch of moorland nearby that I can use if need be. Whee. Quite a steep little climb already, but you can see over behind me up to Kinder Scout, so it's nice to stop for a breather and just admire the view. I've got the big Osprey Rook 65 with me because we're into October already, and I've got a few slightly more heavyweight things like a self-inflating mat and stuff like that just gets a bit bulky to try and pack in a smaller pack, and you end up with stuff strapped to the bottom. I've just got the Dutch Army Hoop bivy. I've got my fingers crossed for the weather forecast. It's supposed to be a gap in what has been a very rainy month so far, but if the weather forecast's right, then I shouldn't need a tarp or anything, and I haven't brought one anyway, so I can't. It's a fair old climb, but it's lovely scenery, great views out behind me. Yeah, not a bad way to spend an afternoon. Really nice walk in so far. Done about 3.5 miles, including the bit from home up to the station, and a little bit more. Yeah, so probably be about 5 miles or a bit more in total. Right, well, I've just got here. Yeah, covered about 10 kilometres, so just over 6 miles. Cracking walk in though. Need to keep my voice down till dusk. As I say, it's a lovely sheltered spot in the woods. There's a couple of paths nearby. I'm high up, so I can't be overlooked. But just going to chill out here. Maybe make a cup of coffee. Just got the Trangia copy with me. I've not used it much this year. Everything's been so dry, I've not really felt comfortable with using it on any wild camps. But this is the first nice day we've had for ages, so everything's nice and damp. So I brought that out for a change. Just making a coffee. If you hear any disturbing noises, there are some deer about. seem to be able to catch the deer on the sound of them. Sounds like Jurassic Park in here. Not done much woodland camping. It's very, very different. All the sounds are different. At least I don't have to worry about bears. I don't think there's any dinosaurs. Cheers. I'm not even going to pretend that this is cool enough to drink. I'm going to leave it for a bit and then have a nice coffee. And then should be probably okay to get the bivvy set up. And then grab something to eat before it gets really dark. You can feel the temperature dropping, but it's relatively mild. I think it's only going to get to about 8 degrees Celsius overnight, so cool but not drastically cold. Yeah, the Jurassic beasts. Right, I'll just show you around my setup now. Well, there's still a little bit of light. Got the Dutch Army bivvy. Snugpack Softy Elite 2, which has got a comfort rating of down to 2 degrees Celsius, although I'm not sure it's quite good enough for that. I think probably about 5 is where I'd feel its limit is. Personal to everybody though. Trekology pillow, Mango Trek 3 self-inflating mat, which I found really good so far when I've used it. And then all my junk up in the head end. And then the rucksack, I'll just put the rain cover on it and a black bin bag. So, not a bad little spot. Just got to call Maria and I'll get something to eat and let that settle down. And then my evening's entertainment, I've just got a film I think that I've downloaded, can't remember what it is, and some podcasts and that sort of thing. So once it gets dark, I'll just get wrapped up and watch a few things, listen to a few things, and have a good long sleep, hopefully. If I don't get trampled on by stags. Just doing one of those bachelor's pasta in sauce things. Dead easy and fills you up. And cheap. Sorry about the dodgy light, it's just the head torch, and it's really rather difficult to film inside a Dutch Army hoop bivvy, but I've just been listening to a podcast. I'm going to watch a film and then that'll be me for the night, so unless anything earth-shattering happens, I'll catch you in the morning. Good night. It's just gone 6 AM. And I was going to get up early, but sunrise isn't officially until 7:20, and there's barely any light so far. I don't know whether you can really see anything there. That's the view I've had all night, looking up into the trees. Quite a windy night. It's slept really well. Been as warm as anything in here. So, just going to get an extra half an hour's kip and yeah, there's a little bit more light in the sky.
you can see that alright. This is my little porthole that I've had all night, which is a nice thing that you can do with the Dutch Army bivvy when it's not raining. Just leave it on the little poppers around the edge of the hood, and just leave it open so that you can get some fresh air in and see out. Cracking piece of design, the DA bivvy. Morning. Not having much for breakfast, just having a cup of coffee and an energy bar. Nearly packed up now, so just a few more things to put away and then be wrapped up and on my way. It's quite windy today, overcast, more overcast than yesterday, and plan is for this morning to walk home, which is I think about 11-12 miles, and I'll bring you a few little shots from along the way. So hope you can hear me with the breeze. That's camp cleared away, so we've just got the next section of the little adventure, the walk home. So as I say, it's about 10 or 11 miles, and I'll just show you a few little sites along the way that hopefully don't give the game away about where I was, because as I say, it's a little site that you need to kind of find yourself and use a bit of stealth kind of thing, you know. Not so bad at this time of year, not a place you'd really want to stay in full summer. So yeah, stick with me and I'll show you a few more sites from the walk home. Okay, we're just starting to drop down now, and I need to watch my footing because the path's a bit uneven. Got views out over Manchester, but just wanted to give you a few thoughts on gear. And firstly, the Dutch Army hoop bivvy over the past couple of years has become one of my favourite pieces of kit. Once you familiarise yourself with it and tweak things a bit, the design of it is just so good, and once you know where all the fittings are and they come to hand, you know, when you're in the dark and all of that sort of thing, you can really just get it set up just right for the conditions. So like last night I was you know, I had a porthole with a nice blast of fresh air coming in, and you know, you could see out as it started to get light, but not a trace of condensation yet again. Lovely and warm in there, and yeah, just a fabulous piece of kit. So I've just got a stretch along the Macclesfield Canal now, next to all the lovely narrow boats. And the next piece of kit I want to mention is that little Van Gogh Trek 3 sleeping mat. It's a self-inflating mat, and as the name suggests, it's only 3 centimetres thick, and that suits the Dutch Army bivvy very well. It leaves you with more headroom and foot room, and obviously in a bivvy like that, space is at quite a premium, so it's ideally suited. And it's only a short mat as well, so it fits in quite nicely. Put your pillow above it, and then leaves all the head end nice and clear for all your gear. So yeah, it really suits it. And that brings me on nicely to my sleeping bag that I used last night, the
Snugpack Softy Elite 2, and I think I mentioned that the specs give it a comfort rating of 2 degrees Celsius, and I said that that was possibly a little bit optimistic, but now I've used it a couple of times with that self-inflating mat with a decent R value. I think it might be round about on the money for me. Certainly get down a lot more than last night's temperature. Whether I trust it right down to 2 degrees, I'm not sure, but yeah, it definitely coped very well last night. Sorry about the traffic noise, we're back down to civilization again. About 5 miles in, and I'm down at Poynton Lake, which is where I made that dragonfly video a few weeks ago. If you haven't seen it, if I remember, I'll put a link below. I enjoyed doing that. But yeah, I just wanted to say it doesn't cost a fortune to go away and have a little mini adventure. It cost me £5.50 on the train, I think, yesterday, and about £1 for some pasta for my tea, a couple of energy bars, and had a lovely walk both days, a little wild camp in between. So yeah, you know, you don't have to take loads of time out, and you don't have to spend too much money. Just round to Bramall Hall now, up to about 8.5 miles, and still got about 3 to do, I think. So I'm just taking advantage of a bench under a nice willow tree with a nice view of the hall to have a breather and a drink and rest my feet, and then on to the last leg. Right, sorry about a bit of glare. It's sun coming through the trees. About 9.5 miles done now, and I've got a couple left to do, but it's the worst 2 miles because it's the only 2 miles where I couldn't plot a route off-road, so the last 2 miles are just along the road, and it's really boring, so I'll sign off here. But it's been an absolute blast. I've really enjoyed it, and if you've stuck with me this far, perhaps you'd like to do me the favour of giving it a thumbs up, and maybe even considering subscribing if you've not already. But yeah, it's been great. Some nice walking and a great little wild camp, and I'm ready for a cup of tea and to get my feet in the bath. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you again on another video very soon. Cheers now, bye.